today we will going to see some other Docker instructions that is very helpful or useful or important to create a Docker instance. We saw some instructions, right, from and copy, and we saw CMD entry points, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
So today we're going to see some other uh, Docker instructions that is copy and add. Okay. Yesterday we saw copy, but it is generally like something we just use for the other purpose. Okay. Today we'll see the exact how the copy will work. Okay. So copy and add. So both will perform the same work. Okay. Copy means if you want to copy the files from your host. From your host means very easy to instance in your local. Okay. So you have some files that you need to copy it to your container. Okay. In that case, we will use copy and add. You guys get it? You have some files in your EC2 instance, I mean in your local. So that file you want to copy it to the container. Okay. In that case, we are using copy and add. Okay. Here we will found some difference. Okay. So you guys can ask me, so copy and add will perform the same action you are telling. So what is the difference between this, right? So in copy, this is only copy the file from your source. It is your source and it is your destination. Okay. The command will be copy your file name, source and destination. Okay. File name, source and destination. So once you give the copy command, it will just copy your file from your source to your destination. But in add, what will happen? It will perform three actions here. Okay. One is if you give the add command, it will copy from your source to destination. This is the one use case. And other use case, for example, if you have download any tar files, okay, by giving add, and if you give any tar files, tar.gz, any tar files, and if you give your source and destination here, here what will happen? Your tar will get untar, okay, and it will add to your destination. In copy, what will happen? Only source to destination. If you give the tar, uh, if you give copy to tar, you have one tar file. If you give the copy from your source to destination, it will just tar your file. Okay, whatever the tar file is there, that it is just copying the file. But in add command, what will happen? Whatever the tar file it will get unzipped and store it into your destination. Got it? And then another use, this is the second use case. Okay. So whatever the tar file is there, that will unzip and automatically you don't need to unzip it. Okay. If you give the add command, definitely it is automatically unzip your file and it will store in the destination. Okay. That is the second use case. The third use case will be your URL. For example, you want to download any one of your application. For example, you want to download the Tomcat application. So in that case, you just give add and your URL. So it will automatically download your files and it will store in the destination. Okay, we need to mention the destination. So with this URL, it will automatically get downloaded. The application will get download your WAR files, whatever there in this URL that will get download and it will be stored in your destination. The same thing URL if you give here in the copy, it will just copy paste your URL name, okay, whatever the URL. But here it will download and it will copy to your destination. Got it? Yes or no?
Sachin, can you repeat it once again?
Oh, see, you have copy and add. Okay. In copy, what will happen? Only it will copy your file from source to destination. Okay, copy what will happen? You have one file in your local. Okay, it will just copy paste copy your file to the destination. Okay, in your container. But in add, what will happen? It will copy the files. Apart from it, if you have any zip file, okay, tar file. If you give add and copying to this tar file, it will automatically unzip it and store it in a destination. Okay. But in copy, what will happen if you want to copy the tar file or zip file, it will directly copy your zip file itself. But in what happens in add, you have the tar file or zip file. If you give the add command, okay, add is something like a copy only. But in add, what will happen? This will copy, and when it is in destination, right, it will unzip it and it will store in a copied in a destination. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Okay, similarly for URL, if you are giving any URLs, for example, I will show you now, okay, in Docker container how you can use. But before that, you need to understand, okay? So if you give here, URL here, what it will do, URL just it will copy the example, for example, www.tomcat.com, okay? Copy this to the destination, it will directly copy the like this only, tomcat.com. Whatever you are copying, that itself it copied here. But if you give URL to the add URL, what will happen? It will go to the Tomcat and it will download the things and it will store in your destination. Got it? Yes or no?
Yes, got
Yes.
it.
Okay. This is the difference between copy. Copy here only it will copy your files to the destination, but in add it will if you have zip file, it will unzip and it will store. If you have any URL, it will download the things from the URL and it will store it in the destination. That is how it works. Okay. Let's see how we can do that. Okay. I'll create a Docker file. Docker file. Okay. First, there's the first instruction. Open it. The base image we need to specify. That's 04 and I will give some run command apt update just for okay, and then I will give my copy. Okay, copy what I will copy. See, for example, copy. Before that, what I will do, I will Tomcat. I will show you with the Tomcat example. Okay. Anyone of the Tomcat. Okay. I will choose this star file and I will download in my local host. Okay. wget and my tar file. Okay. It will download your. You can see you have this file. Okay. So what I will do, it is in your local now, right? Not in the container. So I want to copy this file to my container. Okay. So for that, in your Docker file, you need to mention the copy here and your file name. This is your file name, right? Copy this file name. So you need to copy this file from your local to the container. Inside a container, where you want to store it. I want to store it in. I want to store in some folder. Okay, you need to specify the folder name. Okay, if there is no folder, it will create and it will store in that particular folder. Okay, I'll give like this copy.tar in this destination. So source is your file, okay, which is present in your local, and this is the destination where this file will store. Okay. Uh, okay. This is the copy instruction. Similarly, the same thing I will give for add. Let him, I'm audible.
Yes, Ajay.
Okay, copy instructions I want to give. So file that I have downloaded, the tar file that we select here. This file I want to copy from my local to the destination inside the container. Okay, so in which folder I want to copy this copy icon tar. In this folder I want to copy this file. Okay, similarly I will add similar to copy. I will add this add instruction and copy this. Okay, here in which folder I want to need to specify the destination folder. Okay, inside a container where it wants to store. For that, I will just have some tab in this folder I want to store it. Okay, and as I told, what I will go add and I will give this Tomcat link here. Okay, it will automatically download your files from the Tomcat and it will store in any one of your folder. Okay. So here, did I get any wget comments? No, right? So automatically your add will go to this URL and it will download this file and where it want to store it in a add URL. Okay. You guys can see, right? Now, what I'm doing is the copy instruction, the Tomcat, which is this file is present in my local. I'm copying it into the container, inside container, copy.tar file. Okay. Here, the same thing that I'm doing here, but if you see in the output in copy, just it is copied the file to the copy.tar here inside the container. But if you give the add here, right? After the add, it will unzip this file and it will store in add.tar file. Here you are giving only the URL, right? So what it will do, it will go inside this URL and copy this file and get this file and copy into the add here. Okay, got it? Let's see how we can do. Okay, what is the command? Docker build. I'll give the name to my containers image. Build T. What is this add, right? Add icon one and okay, just creating image. Okay, then what I will do, I will create a container. So this add one image with this add one image, I will create a container. What is the command? Docker run, become itd, and your container. Okay, so your container got created. And if you want to Docker ps, now you are in this container. I will get inside this container. Docker attach and your container ID. I will get inside a container and we'll see whether these files are copied or not. Okay. Now you are inside a container. You can see you have three files created here. Copy.tar, add.tar, in this thing. Okay. I have to go inside a add URL folder. Okay. So first we go inside a copy. Into copy.tar. Copy hyphen tar. Okay. If you do ls, you can see your folder, your file is present inside your container. Now you are inside a container, right? So from local to the container, this file got copied. Okay. Similarly, if I check in your add URL folder or add tar, and tar ls. Okay. Maybe I have copied the wrong file. Okay, it should be tar.gz. That's why it's not copied. Okay. Tar file where it is. Yes, Okay, we don't see. Like this. And guys, keep remember, it should your ad will support only for tar files, not other extensions. Okay. Now we'll download this, and you'll get this JZC, this tar file. Again, I will go and copy my. I'll create one more container. Okay, to avoid confusion. The Docker file. Okay, let's rid of this one. Okay, same file you are right. Tar and dot on the. Let's refresh. Okay, I have one file in my local that I am adding to the container. Okay, now what I will do, I will go here and I will create one more image. Docker build as two is my. Okay, I will create a container. Docker run IT and your image name. Do this. Container file to create. Where is the syntax? So run like 190T and your image name. And okay, the image your container got created. Docker PS. Anil. and you have your add 3. Okay, so I will get inside this one. Driver potential is container ID. I will get inside this container ID. Less, you can see. First, I will check cd to copy tar. Okay, if you give ls, you can see you have copied your tar.js from your local to your container. Now we are inside a container. Now I will come inside and I will go inside add a .url. Okay, that is, you can see we have added a URL right inside my Docker file. Okay, it is downloaded this file inside this add URL. Now I will go inside add-tr cd2 tar less. You can see it is unzipped, right? It is zipped. We have given the zip file to copy, but if you give the add instruction here, it will unzip file and it will store in the destination folder. You guys got it? Yes or no?
Yes, Sachin.
Yes, yes,
Vishnu, you got it? The difference between add
yes, yes,
and copy. Okay.
yes, got it.
So the next we have is a if you want to set a environment variables inside your uh, container. Okay. For that, do you know what is meant by environment variables and all? Okay. How do you add the environment variables in a Linux environment? Nice.
Export command by using.
Yeah. That is temporary. Export command that you can use, that is the temporary. Okay. But if you want the permanent, I mean, if you give the export command, then it will be only one session. If you refresh that session, you will not get that environment variable. The other thing, do you know bash RC bash profiles, right?
Yes.
So no. Okay.
No, no.
Let's open bash RC. Yeah. Bash RC, where you can will have some environment variables. Um, you can see here. It is, here you can see the size 1000. Like this, you can set your environment variables. Okay. For example, you can see here his size 1000 and his size file is 2000. Like this, you can give. Okay. After if you give dollar this one, you will get this value. Right. This is how you can use your bash RC bash profile to configure your environment variables. Okay, you can do as you said, using export command also we can do. Okay, but export command, for example, export. Give me tell me something. Okay, for example, export. I will app. Sorry, app is equal to export. App is equal to front end. Like this, what I'm showing here in the shell environment or Linux environment. Okay, I will give this and I will give echo $app. You can see front end is the user. Okay, if you refresh it again, okay, if you refresh and if you try, that is temporarily stored. Similarly, if I want any, for example, $app, Okay, you can't see because it is only for a temporary if you give the what export command. Okay, but in your container environment, in your container, I want to set any environment variables. Okay, for that, what we need to do, we need to go inside Docker file. Okay, here you have add instruction, right? Yeah, what I will do, I will type env. Okay, env inside your container it is. Okay, and I need to give app is equal to runtime. Like this environment variable I will give. Okay, if you want to give multiple environment, you can give it like US space and can give any other. Okay, Java. Okay, I will store it, save it, and I will run this image. I will build this image. Docker build 20. The name I will give here is env one. Okay, if I inspect the Docker inspect, okay, this one env one. I will if I inspect your container, your image ID or your image name. Okay, we have 5 layers, right? You have 5 layers. One is the from, and then I have given the sudo apt update for add command, copy command, and for your latest environment. Okay, you can see in configuration, you can see your environment variable inside the env. You can see app is equal to front end and stack is equal to Java. Okay, this you can see here. And what I will do, I will create a container with it. Docker run it run it and your container name, image name. What is your image name? env, right? Okay, now you are inside a now you are inside your container. So what I will do, echo dollar what is it? Okay, dollar app you can see you'll get a response. Echo is app is equal to front end. Echo dollar stack. Okay, this is how you can set your environment variable inside your container. Got it?
Yes,
Sir,
Sachin.
no guys.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And for example, you have more number of you want to add more number of environment variable. For example, I have okay, service. For example, I have these many environment variable. I want to set it. Okay, to change my names. I want these many environment variables. Okay. For example, yeah, I'll use some different names because we deploy the same things. For example, I'm just showing you guys. Okay, if you have multiple things, how you can. Okay. So these many I have, but I want to add it in a single time. Okay. So for this, you need to add in a runtime. Okay, can add this in the runtime. How we can do that? Am I audible? Yes.
Yes, Sachin.
Yes. Team, am I audible? Or no?
Yes, audible.
Okay. Yes. And do that. Right. So what I will do, I will create one file. Okay, in my local, I will create one file. PI and something PNG. Okay, here I will add my environment variables. Okay. Okay, if you want to pass that I have stored in one of the file, and if you want to add all these environment variable at a time, okay, on that time, what I will do docker run IP and okay, while building the things, you need to give like icon env and icon files and even file name is contact file name need to give and your image name. Okay, that is your image name. Yeah. Okay, if you give like this, and we have this standard for Shopping. Okay, now inside your this one, and if you want to inspect, if you want to see, okay, go. Okay, we get the response, right? Okay, this is how we can use our runtime. I mean, if you want to pass multiple environments, you don't want to hard code in your Docker file, then you can attach directly with the runtime, okay, by giving -env file and your file name that is in your local. Okay, got it, guys? Yes or no?
Yes, Sachin.
Yes.
Okay, and we have another thing that is argument. What is meant by argument, guys?
Argument
Now,
is
for
basically
example,
passing an instruction.
yeah. So here in Docker, okay, why we are using arguments in the sense we are passing some instructions, okay, that not to be hard coded in your thing. Okay, for example, you have something username password. Okay, username password will change for every containers, right? Yes or no? And for example, any versions you have, okay, that will be changed in every containers. Okay, so in that time, okay, we don't need to hard code in a Docker file. Okay, if you hard code in the Docker file, what will happen? It will take the same thing, same username password for others containers also, right? It is in the image. Okay, you give the arguments and you give some username passwords in that. And if you hard coded it, like environment variables or whatever, then it will be carried out to the same next containers as well with the same image. Okay, I don't want to do that. I want to arguments to be passed freshly in every containers. Okay, in that time we can use the arguments. Okay, let's see how we can do that. Yes, okay. Here I will add argument. Okay, what argument I will give? I will give the argument as the user. Okay, argument. Here I will use user. And another argument I will give. Okay, let it be. And then I will add what I will do. Run user add. I'm adding this user. Okay, creating a user using this user. Okay. Now let's save this one and give it argument as a user. Do you see anywhere I have hard coded any username? No, right? Yes or no?
Yes, Sachin.
Yes. Here, what I'll do while creating a image. Okay. So Docker build -t and I will give my arguments. And then while you have given the user there, right? You need to pass the values while you are runtime. Okay, while you are image runtime. For that, command will be -hyphen build -arg, and you have given the name as a user, right? Here, user is equal to Sachin. Okay, Sachin. Like this, you need to give. This one. Okay, you can see it somewhere. Sachin. Just Sachin. Yeah, yes. Docker is cut. And you want to. Yeah, user, right? Mm, yeah, we'll add this one. One command to show you the red dollar user. That's one dollar. You can see run user add. You go. Okay, this is how guys. Okay, you can see run user add Sachin. Okay, so whenever you are giving any arguments to pass, so you need to mention it in your Docker file. Okay, like ERG, and you can call it within a runtime whenever you are creating the Docker image, right? On that time, what is the command? Docker build -t and your image name. After that, -hyphen build argument and whatever the value you want to give for your user. Okay, user, this is given in a Docker file, right? So for that user argument, what value you want to assign? Okay, I want to assign the Sachin value. Okay, for that the image will create like this. Okay, practice it, guys. Once you got practiced, then you will get a more clarity. Okay,
Yes, Sachin.
got it?
Okay, Sachin.
Okay. Uh, let's stop for today. Okay, guys, have you practiced for yesterday?